this is it. We're down to 4 teams, Jimmy. We got
Yes,
it. We've
the
got
Final
the
Four.
Pacers. We got the 1 seed Celtics and the 6 seed Pacers in the East. We got the 3 seed Timberwolves and the 5 seed Mavericks in the West. So let's jump into it, Jimmy. In the East, we have Indiana going to Boston. Who has the momentum in the East, Jimmy? Who you like?
I like Boston because of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, particularly. I think they're two of the biggest stars in the game. Them playing together, obviously, with their track record shows. I think they're more hungry than they have been. Um, it's going to be interesting because I think the pace that the Pacers try to play is going to play into the hands of Boston.
Yeah, I would agree.
And that is why I think Boston is going to end up beating the Pacers. But I counted the Pacers out last series.
Yep, that's
I
right.
didn't say they were going to win more than one game, maybe two. And look where they are. So,
Jimmy, do you think that the layoff can be an advantage or a disadvantage? And I ask that from a player's perspective. So there has been some time. The Celtics wrapped up their series a week ago, and the Pacers had to go to Game 7. Does that benefit one team or the other? Maybe even being off too long versus being right off into the next game. What are your thoughts on the disparity in rest?
it definitely benefits them physically, but it doesn't benefit them as far as their, like their timing and
Yeah.
and them playing together. It's like a double-edged sword. You want the rest this late in the season. I think it will play out in the, if they move further, they go 6-7 games, they go to the finals, it'll definitely help them. But you definitely want to be rolling into this type of game, hitting on all cylinders. So it can be a hindrance and it can be helpful. But I think overall it's going to help Boston because if Indiana, pushes them to 5 games, 6 games, the week off will definitely show later in the games.
I'm thinking, Jimmy, that where the rest could hurt the Celtics is actually in the beginning of the series.
Mhm.
And here's my thought. The Celtics have historically over the last couple of years been not very good at home in the playoffs. I think they're 500.
About 500, yeah.
So now you're taking a team that has looked really strong and is peaking right now, the Pacers, and probably have a lot of confidence.
Mhm.
And they're going to go on that normal rest they've been doing for the last 2 series, right?
Mhm.
They, 2-3 days, they're playing again. So
Mhm.
they're in the mode, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they won 1 or 2 games in Boston.
I wouldn't either.
I think where the Pacers are going to be in trouble is as this series drags on and the Celtics get more back into it and they get warmed up and the Pacers wear down. This could be something where the Pacers actually jump to a 2-1 lead.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, hey, just like Timberwolves did the Nuggets, jump out on them early, punch them in the mouth before they realize what's going on, and force the Celtics to respond and have to, really, hopefully not panic, but do the things they need to do to win and not play outside of themselves, because really that's a psychological tactic to make teams kind of panic or do more than they should, and just enough for their detriment. And I think you're right. I think that the Pacers will probably be more in sync. There'll be more of a rhythm for being, for being in game rhythm. And I think it's going to take, the Celtics a little while, especially the way their track record is of being 500 at home and kind of having lackluster performances at times.
Now, I will say this, the Pacers defense is a problem. They've not been good. They were 12 of 16 of defense in the first round of the playoffs. They were not good against the Knicks. Basically, the Knicks ran out of human beings to play basketball. I mean, Spike Lee was putting on his uniform on the sideline to go in the game there. So they kind of won a war of attrition against the Knicks. And I do believe they'll get up or keep it close in the early. But I think as this series goes on, it's Boston's to lose. And I think that once they get cooking and back in rhythm, they're going to be tough to beat for the Pacers, especially when they go on the road where they've been playing very well. So I expect them to probably win in 5, maybe 6, but I expect the Pacers to be up 1-1, 2-1, something like that before the Celtics storm and just kind of run them out of the house.